Hi, I'm Erica. Welcome to my first solo backpacking trip on the Grafton Loop Trail in Maine.
At the trailhead here, the Grafton Loop Trail. A little buggy, otherwise looks good. So I'm off. It starts off very much looking like home. So let the games begin.
On day one, I started at the southern parking lot and headed counterclockwise up Puzzle Mountain.
Came up the hill, and now a little break before I keep going up the hill. Yay!
After huffing and puffing for a while, I sat down and it started to rain, which did make Puzzle Mountain very slippery for me later. Having bits of dirt stuck to my face from rain just became part of the journey. Getting up the mountain was seriously a struggle for me because being from Nova Scotia, we don't really have a ton of elevation. So this was literally my first time going up a mountain.
Just got caught in the rain, and yeah, behind me I have a really gorgeous view. It's probably not going to come through here, but I think it's Puzzle Mountain. Not sure. I have a picture where you can kind of see it, but it's gorgeous. Anyway, looks like I'm headed downhill now, thankfully, because I just did a gigantic climb. Done. Okay, so the view up here is stunning. Okay, like it's super foggy because it just rained. However, even with that, it's so gorgeous. Like, look at that. I'll try to get it even better. Angle. It's hard to see through the camera, but honestly, so cool. So freaking cool. These gorgeous mountains. Even with all the clouds, this is so beautiful. Like, so different than anything that I get to see at home, despite how beautiful home is. Different things, but this is gorgeous. This is magnificent. I am a lucky duck that I get to see all of this. All of this. Steam coming off the top of that mountain. That's beautiful. And then the sun is just coming down. So gorgeous, like heavenly. Whew. Okay, so this has been a crazy 4.6 kilometers. Yeah, like part of it was like basically a rock climbing. So it was nuts. But this view is so incredible. Like the video and photos cannot even do it justice. It's just, it's magnificent. Gorgeous.
Just a little coastal girl on top of a mountain looking so happy.
Okay, so I think I'm finally at the summit. I'm pretty sure, if not that I'm very, very close to it. But this last time I think I'm gonna probably like document. But like, oh my god. I cannot believe that I climbed this. This is crazy. Like, insane. Ooh, girl. I cannot. This video is not even doing it justice. But like, and especially with the haze because it was raining and then the sun's kind of like, whatever, making it evaporate. And there's gray jays up here. So they're like, kind of like blue jays, but they're gray. And they're a little quieter, but they're so cool. This is very, 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 very cool. And I did it. Wee-hee.
So the view from the top was gorgeous. It was beautiful, and as you can see, the sun is already getting low. I did run into a family. There was a dad with his like four sons, and we did end up staying at the same campsite later in the evening, which I rolled in much later than them because I am very slow, as I learned on this humbling trip. Part of the downward trek to camp involved climbing down this weird little ladder thing, and then rolling into camp past dark, singing Bob Marley at the top of my lungs because I was terrified of running into wildlife by myself.
Good morning. It is really cold out. And I got to camp in the dark and it was not ideal. So I'm gonna have to try to have a quick breakfast and then hit the trail so that I can get out, get moving, get warmed up because it's a little chilly, and yeah, catch some more great views. Crazy morning. I left camp and I don't know why I just had trouble finding the trail again. So ridiculous once I realized, but it's because I had come into the campsite at dark, so I just didn't realize. Anyway, I wasted some energy there. That's fine. In other better news, found this amazing little stream. So I am filling up my water. I'm gonna chug the rest of my Gatorade and then fill that other bottle up as well so that I'll be back at my threshold. But otherwise it's basically been all downhill today and my legs have been shaking. I'm hoping and praying to the trail gods that my knees hold out until camp. So far so good. I don't want to jinx it. Just really shaky legs, but that's where we're at. Okay, let's go. Today, the scenery has been much less exciting than yesterday. It is basically just like a green tunnel, like at home. So, just pretty forest, but nothing super crazy exciting. There's a lot of this stuff lying around. So, yeah, just been dodging those landmines.
And this is the somewhat view that I received this day. um, Otherwise, there was a pretty path through the moss that you can kind of see. Um, And that night, I just kind of made camp just around dark at a campsite that I shared with a nice couple. They were from New York, so once again, didn't have to camp alone in the wilderness. Day three, I found this cool worm imprint, a cool feather, and a cool mushroom, and some cool rocks. Didn't take a lot of videos this day because I was falling very behind.
Oh, gorgeous river, isn't it? Huh? Beautiful. Well, let me tell you one thing. I hate river crossings. Hate them. That was scary. It took me like 10 minutes because I'm a baby. It's really beautiful though, and there's some waterfalls like back there, which I didn't photograph because I'm trying to be quick today. But I did cross this dang river. So here we are. I made it!
It did end up raining, and I decided to set up camp early, even though it meant camping by myself this time. But I didn't want to risk getting stuck in the dark again. So it was my first time camping entirely by myself.
Good morning. I literally just woke up. Well, I've been like on and off awake since like 5. But it's 6:20 and last night was my third night, and it was the first night that I actually ended up camping alone ever in my life. So it was interesting. Definitely got very like homesick and like nervous at one point. Not like nervous, I was like just like all the little fears and things came into the corners, out of the corners of my mind. I haven't had a coffee yet, so that's why I sound like so dumb. But anyway, so today the plan is I'm gonna hike out to the road and go back to my car, and I'm gonna reassess and see if I can go into town and kind of like do a little resupply slash like get some more battery power and some Luco tape or something because my shoulder chafed really badly. And then I'm gonna just reassess and see if I can finish this loop or if I'll just do half and call it a day. Okay, time to get up and get moving.
I did end up spilling some water on my nighttime clothes, so I ended up having to sleep in my soggy hiking clothes. And also, there was a creepy um, broad-winged hawk that was like squealing outside my tent. That was really freaking me out. Oh, also, like an idiot, I tried to dry off my clothes that I had spilled water on and ended up burning like a little hole in my shirt. So, yay me.
Walked through so much moose poop, saw some bear scat, and the view is worth it. The video doesn't do it justice, but this is freaking gorgeous. My God. Okay, so I'm not at the peak yet, so, but it's a beautiful day. Whew. Okay, so I just climbed up a big ass hill, and now, you guys, wait for it. Da 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 da. Now I have to climb up this. Yeah, that's right. There's a ladder that I have to climb up. So, yeah. Yeah. Wow, look at that lake. So pretty. And look at that thing. Oh, and another human. My first human in a while. My God, this is breathtaking. Look at those mountains. Oh, I can't stop smiling. Worth the pain of getting up here. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, I've got another little climb, and then it is mainly downhill for the rest of the day. So it took a long time to get up here because I'm really slow, but that's okay. The rest of the way is mainly down, so it shouldn't take me too long. The rest of the climbs is done.
Story time. So, I did have a lot of fun getting up this mountain. Okay, type 2 fun. But when I got up there, I did find that I had to use the bathroom quite badly. And
there wasn't really an appropriate place for me to take a cattle. So I had to get out one of my trusty Mountain House meal bags from the night before my dinner and had to use it as a toilet, let's say. And I can truly now count myself as hiker trash now that I've carried my own poo down a mountain in a Mountain House meals bag. Can you say that?
So I made it up the mountains, and now I'm going down on this endless staircase of rocks. And I just keep saying to myself, it's just like Grandma and Granddad's stairs. It's just like Grandma and Granddad's stairs. It's okay. It's not that bad. Deep breaths, 1 foot at a time.
After my descent, I was able to get a lift from a section hiker back to my car in the other parking lot. And from there, I went back to Bethel, Maine, the town I had stayed in. I got a good meal and stayed the night and decided to take a zero uh, the next day on the advice of some section hiker ladies that I met in town who were so nice. Um, because it was supposed to rain the next day anyway, so it ended up just being a wise choice. So I got some rest, resupplied, and headed back out.
Setting out for the second half of the trail, the loop, and I'm coming to this little scenic covered bridge kind of thing. And so we'll see where it takes me today. Oh, actually, I have to go the other way. So I'm setting out on the second half of the Grafton Loop Trail, headed in the direction clockwise, I guess, now, from the same parking lot that I did the other half from. And yeah, so far it's a pretty tame path, but I'm sure that's gonna change. It is Maine, after all.
Today was truly the struggle bus. I started my period and was in so much pain, but I made it through.
Okay, so I'm suffering today. I'm on the struggle bus. That's okay. I have this really pretty, like, mossy ledge that I get to climb up now. And then the next little picturesque area is literally called the Ledges. So I'm excited to see what that's all about. But it's just like very beautiful fairy tale landy in here today. And I am just enjoying myself the best I can. Oh, and actually, I thought like the trail might continue up around, but no, this is my way forward. It's literally just like a rock face. So, yay. Lots of technical work on these trails. Okay.
And I don't know what the rocks are, but they're so shimmery and so pretty. Oh, and more rain. Haha, of course. So, made it to camp, shared with a group of teenagers who serenaded me with Taylor Swift. This Mountain House beef stew meal is my go-to on trail. I absolutely love it. Nothing beats having like a warm beef stew when you're chilly and you've just hiked all day. Also, look at this cool leaf that I found. It's like a leaf within a leaf.
Can't even do this justice, but this is so pretty. It's just like all moss. Like literally it feels like I'm in a fairy tale. Like how is this so perfect and beautiful? What the heck?
So today I set up to summit the Sunday River Whitecap Mountain. It was really beautiful. The morning sun was gorgeous. The way up was lovely. I will say the way down was a little slippery, so I definitely slid down a little bit on parts on my butt, which is a little embarrassing, but the views were super gorgeous.
Like, it is so pretty up here. I cannot even believe it. Like, how's this real life? So pretty.
After that, I summited Old Spec Mountain, which is one of the New England 4,000 footers. It was super breathtaking, and I did run into the group that had camped at the same site as me the night before, which I was sort of grateful for because otherwise I would never have had the guts to climb this 30-foot fire tower and get this incredible, incredible view. The way down had even more amazing views, although it was quite treacherous. It was pretty cliffy, pretty exposed, and for me, it was pretty intense as somebody who's afraid of heights and who doesn't have a lot of exposure to elevation or exposure. So, all in all, it was a lovely experience, but it
We
was
then all
definitely intense for me at
descended
times. Together to the Old Spec Pond campsite, which is an Appalachian Trail shelter or lean-to. And that definitely added some extra descent miles, which were a little intense, and definitely added some extra miles on the way out, which we'll get to. I decided to take my time in the morning so as not to get stuck in between any big groups. And the campsite in the morning was so serene. It was really lovely. Unlike my climb out, which we are about to experience. Don't get me wrong, the views were gorgeous. That is undeniable. However, as I've mentioned, I am quite afraid of heights, and the trail was very vertical. So it was not a match made in heaven.
Oh, yeah. Good idea. Go climb a mountain when you're afraid of heights. Let's have a panic attack on the way up while we're at it because, yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, here's the view. My legs are shaking a lot and I'm trying not to throw up. And I'm basically, I'm ready for this to be done. Yes, let's go. We got this. Yay, go team. Okay, so I made it up. Now I'm going back down and I'm back on my kind of trail and hopefully smooth sailing from here. Mountains are still beautiful. I'm not shaking anymore, so it's good.
Anyway, I did eventually make it down the mountain back to civilization. I have dipped a toe on the Appalachian Trail, and I received my first trail magic, really, a delicious can of Moxie in Maine, and the lovely trail angels also drove me back to my car where I went back to my motel and took a huge scrub, like scrubbed my skin harder than I ever had before, I think. Anyhow, thank you so much for coming on this journey with me. If you liked this and you maybe want to watch more of my adventures in the future, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks.